All right, what is up, everybody? This is Gavin Schilling, and I'm just doing a little recap of my eNASCAR college race at Watkins Glen this past week. It was a pretty fun race. Was pretty privileged to have a pretty cool guy on board spotting me. I had Jordan Missig, eNASCAR driver for Able Motorsports. He's running full time this season, so if you're ever checking out any next races, I highly recommend just following his journey. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this. So it was 31 laps. Didn't have to pit for fuel or tires or nothing. And yeah, just basically a extended sprint race, I'd say. Again, it was a lot of fun. This was my first race in the College Series, so I was pretty excited. I would say I was more nervous. I was extremely nervous. Probably right about now, just the anticipation and everything. I just really didn't want to mess up anybody's race. That was one of my goals. And I did meet that goal. I didn't mess up anybody else's race. And I also met my number one goal, which was just to finish all the laps and just have a good learning experience. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It really felt like a real race. I was getting those same feelings and everything. So it was a lot of fun. The race at Talladega is coming up on February 4th. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm optimistic about how my results are going to be. It's Talladega. Anything can happen. I think right now, I know I'm for sure qualifying in the B main, A main. I might be skirting the edge of that. I haven't checked in a couple of days. Definitely going to try to put up a better lap just because I really want to make that A main. But B main's pretty cool too. But this week I was in the C main. I didn't expect to be in there at all. I'm not too great on road courses in a stock car. Stock cars just aren't built for these kind of tracks, so I qualified 13th, so I didn't really know how the hell I pulled it out of my ass, but it happened, and I'm not complaining. But yeah, this is just going to be like a little lap by lap recap kind of thing. I hope y'all enjoy. If you like it, consider leaving a like. If you dislike it, you're more than welcome to hit the dislike button or just leave a comment. Just saying what I could do better to make these videos better for you guys. But I really appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoy this video. So right now we're getting ready to take the green flag. I think there's about 27 drivers in this race. So starting right about in the middle of the pack. I was real nervous about how turn one was going to go because, usually turn one on road courses is pretty tight. So doing that in a stock car was really nerve-wracking. Taking the green flag here. Just playing real cautious. Don't want to hit the guy in front of me. Huge run from the 27 car. I don't know how I didn't wreck. I thought I was getting spun by the 27 car, but I didn't. And I'm happy about that. I damn near got wrecked here too. I thought I was done there too. So a little bit of a lucky start, I'd say. And I was nervous beforehand, but now I was like, holy shit. Like, okay, I made it through. Um, I was just going to wait till the end of this lap to see where I was running, because it updates every time you cross the start finish line. Um, yeah, just really nervous, and that definitely affected my performance at the beginning of this race. So far, not a lot happened, but as you're going to see here in a second, my nerves got the best of me. So I was running about 8th place here, and that I was just kind of like, oh shit. And then I had an oh shit moment. But thank God there was a decent enough gap for me to be able to get it turned around without, hemorrhaging any more points. Any more positions. Sorry. Another big mistake there. Just got on the brakes late. Stupid move by me getting on the brakes late with a car on my inside, and then right here I was just having another oh shit moment, and my nerves got the best of me. Hemorrhaged a lot more positions, and I think I ended up being third to last. Yeah, so 19th place. 13th to 8th to 19th. So first lap and a half to 2 laps of this race were just a roller coaster, and I just was like, whoa. But as far as iRacing goes, the guys in this series race with a good amount of respect. So I knew that, and I knew that I just need to get it turned around and run my race. And at this point, I had Jordan in my ear, spotting me, and he was just saying, just take it easy, just take a couple deep breaths, run your race. He was telling me run about 80 to 75%. And yeah, having him in my ear helped a lot. He was just calming me down, guiding me through the race. He's all the more familiar with this stuff than I am, being in these positions. So he just huge help to me. I don't honestly think I would have finished this race or just even gotten a decent position. Yeah, here still just pushing too hard, just worrying too much about what everybody else is doing, not worried about what I'm doing. And what usually happens when you're in the back after a couple of laps, you're usually around a lot of guys that have damage on their cars because they got involved in an early incident, and usually those guys are pretty heated. So I was real nervous running where I was running right now, just because I was kind of surrounded by guys that probably had pretty high emotions at the moment. Late breaking there. Still just trying to find my groove, trying to calm myself down. Almost got wrecked there too. Running 17th here, so can't really say I was passing guys to get my positions back, because a lot of guys are just making mistakes in the back. So can't really say the comeback started yet. Yeah, from this point, I think it was just kind of a long, kind of boring green flag run. I didn't have a whole lot of cars. Didn't have a whole lot of cars around me. Um, I would say I was still, yeah, definitely still trying to find my groove. So this next lap coming up, I'm gonna kind of do a corner by corner analysis of what I should have been doing to put up some better laps, and yeah, just point out my thought process through a lap. Coming to the start finish line, getting into turn one. Usually wanted to get on the brakes right around that caution light before all the yard markers. I think I did a decent job taking that turn, just didn't use enough brakes here. Just kind of feathering the throttle to get through it. And then through here, total lift, and then slowly rolling back into it. Shifting down into fourth. See, that's one thing I was doing wrong. I started to shift into fourth a little earlier because with the banking through there, it's kind of sketchy to be real hard on the gas in third just because you got higher RPMs and your tires are spinning more. So I started to shift into fourth earlier so I could have a little bit more gas rolling in there and keep those lower RPMs. And then going into the carousel, I think there was another caution light before all the yard markers that I, once I saw that coming up, I definitely knew that I needed to start braking. I think I did decent through here this time. Yeah. And these curbs are just so rough. Going through here, just a little bit of a lift at the beginning, but slowly just feathering more and more and more and more, and then eventually getting into it once I get the car pointed straight. Down here, there's a little patch of asphalt on the right side. It goes grass and then asphalt for about a couple feet and then more grass. And right where the grass met that asphalt for the first time was about where I wanted to start braking. And then through there, just getting on the brakes hard and shifting down in second, and then shooting down the front stretch. So that's it was a half decent lap, 1:16. So not terrible, but not great. Sorry, 1:16.9. So yeah, these curbs here, I got force feedback on my wheel. So going through these, it's just yanking the hell out of your wheel, and you just gotta just be real careful through there without hemorrhaging a lot of speed. So that carousel is probably the hardest part of the track, I'd say. The guys that actually race at Watkins Glen and Cup, they say that those curbs are rough on the body after a long race, just bouncing around, because race cars ain't made for comfort. So, I can't really speak on how uncomfortable it is, but I've heard from a lot of interviews about this track that the carousel is pretty rough, and I'm not feeling any of the effects in this car except for on the wheel, and I can even say that it ain't fun, but it's really what makes a lap if you get it done right. Running 12th here, gaining a little bit of time on the 11th and 10th place cars. I think they were battling, so that's what was slowing them down. But yeah, I think this is where I started to kind of find my pace and just start running laps. And it's the best thing you can do for a road course race. You can't really take many alternate strategies mid-race. Unlike a oval track where you can kind of change your line to see if it'll run better, or throughout the race if there's different levels of grip in the high line, low line, middle line. You can't really do that at a road course. You just got to run your line and manage your pace. Got about half a second on him on that lap there. Probably because they were battling, it was slowing them down. And I think once I realized I was making up time, I was like, oh, okay, it's go time. And caused me to make a mistake. So as soon as you kind of leave your groove of the pace you've been running, you definitely start making mistakes. And it cost me that whole half a second that I just gained just by one little mistake in that first turn. All right, catching on this car here. I don't know if the 92 car got into him because he's got a hell of a lot of damage on the back of his car. So I don't really know what happened there. But yeah, just was real cautious on passing this guy just because, I see that he's got damage and I can't imagine he's happy about that. So I don't want to do anything to make him more upset, or I just don't want to interfere with any high emotions. Tried to bait him on the inside here, but got on the brakes early because I knew I wasn't making that pass. I didn't want to force it too wide going through that turn just because that's real tough. But he did get high there, and I just kind of rolled that outside, and he did end up hitting. So can't say that was much of a skill pass there, but running ninth. I was happy with this at this point. Running down the 92 car. Yeah, really started to catch the number 7 here, or not number 7, number 92 in 7th. 29 did fall back. I think he had a little incident. Big run on my inside. Just kind of let him have it. Almost caused me to make a mistake, but that's what you get for racing soft. So yeah, they start battling up there, and I think that really slowed down the number 92. And I just kind of rolled my laps and took advantage of the fact that they were going back and forth a little bit. 92 is going into the pits. I don't necessarily know what that was. Glad I caught it, but I thought that was pretty asinine that there was a lap car racing me that hard. Wasn't too upset because, if he caught back up to me, he wasn't going around me. All right, coming into about 7 to go. I was pretty content with where I was at. I was higher than where I qualified. I felt like I was in a comfortable position where I couldn't really mess up. Sixth place was 10 seconds, so I think he was gaining on me. But fifth place, he was dropping back a lot. I think just a lap or two ago, he was 20 seconds ahead, and now he's 15. So at this point, I'm starting to think, he's probably got damage. Wasn't too sure. Hadn't seen his car yet, but that was just my intuition. So I kind of felt confident, I guess, that I was possibly going to be able to get a sixth place finish just because, if you got damage, why the hell would you race somebody hard? Yeah, he's just hemorrhaging time there. He went from 16 seconds at the beginning of this lap to 13 coming to the end. So at this point I was like 95% sure that he had damage. All right, so coming about 3 to go here. I don't know why the 8 car was running a lap car so far to the inside, but that's what he decided to do. And my intuition was correct. He does have damage. I can't tell if he had steering damage or something, but I could see he definitely got hit in the ass. And I would have ventured to guess that he wasn't happy, because I don't know why he ran that lap car so far to the inside. And I was thinking these guys race with respect, so I'm thinking that he's just probably gonna let me pass him. Not really let me, but not really race me too hard. But so far no avail. Getting close to him. I knew I could pass him. Some a little bit of blocking there. Thought that was interesting. Thought I could pull a switch back here, but he just threw himself down there to block that, which I thought was a little ridiculous. Easily could have taken us both out. He locks up, and I got nowhere to go, so I either spin out or I just give him a little love tap, and we continue racing. And I was thinking at this point he was going to let me through just because, he can tell I'm faster. But he wants to run me wide into the grass. I definitely should have gotten on the brakes a little earlier there, but he wants to play rough and give me a little fender slap. So I'm thinking at this point it ain't too worth it to fight a whole lot with this guy, because I'll probably end up wrecked. I decided to try to roll the outside here, but he just kind of gave up on racing me and just spins me right around. Wasn't too happy about that. It was only for 6th place, so it's not a huge deal, but this is the eNASCAR College Series. Like, this is some pretty serious stuff as far as iRacing goes. So I was kind of shocked that there were people still racing like that. And one lap to go. He had 7 seconds on me now, so I just kind of didn't think I could pass him, just because kind of did a over dramatic bump and run. But yeah, ended up finishing 1 lap down. I thought possibly the guy in first was maybe going to let me by just so I can get my lap back, but I didn't expect him to. He ran a good race. He deserves to run where he wants to. And so yeah, 7th place finish, 1 lap down. Should have finished 6th, but a driver coming from Penn State, that doesn't really surprise me. That seems par for the course for people that go to Penn State. So fun race. Little bit of a comeback. But yeah. Huge thanks again to Jordan for being on board and spotting me for this race. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to Talladega. I'm optimistic about how that's gonna finish. But yeah, that's kind of my play-by-play recap of the C main at Watkins Glen this past week. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I hope y'all have a good one.